everybody, welcome to Accounting Superstars. Today we're going to learn about the internal rate of return. It is so easy with Excel. It used to not be easy, but nowadays with computers and Excel, it's a breeze, nothing to it. So let's get started. So I'm going to bring you up to speed here so you know what's going on in case you haven't been watching previous videos. So here we go. So Fred wants to buy a machine and he's wondering if it's a good deal. Now here's the thing, is Fred wants to get a return of 10%, a minimum of 10%. So here's what he knows about the machine. He knows that he has to make a down payment of $9,000 and that down payment is a cash outflow, so it's negative $9,000. Also, Fred has to make yearly payments of $12,000. They are negative because those are cash outflows. Cost savings. Now, a penny saved is a penny earned, old Benjamin Franklin. So these $15,000 are positive. Cost savings are considered positive cash inflows. Major repairs. Fred also estimates that probably in the third year he's probably going to have to make a repair. And so once we have all our cash flows written down, both cash in and cash out, all we have to do is total up the columns. So we have totals here. So let's first here find out the present value like we've always done here. The first thing we're going to do is drop down this $9,000 into place here. This $9,000 already at its present value. We don't need to do anything to it. Next, we need to find the present value of years 1 through 5. So here we go. So we have to have the computer help us out. So we go to formulas, we go to financial, we go to NPV, our favorite function, and rate of return. Now what I'm going to do is, rather than typing in 10% or 0.10, I'm going to just click on this 10% and have the computer be a little bit more automatic here. Now the values, rather than typing in values one at a time, we're just going to highlight the ones we need. Years 1 through 5 do not include times 0. And all we do is press OK. There we go. Lastly, we just total this up and we're good to go. So there we are. As always, we have a total present value of negative $633. So what does that mean? It means that Fred is not going to earn his 10% interest. It's going to be something less. So let's first of all do it the hard way so you understand what's going on, and then we'll do it the easy way, the internal rate of return. if Fred's not going to earn his 10% interest, well, I wonder if he's going to earn 9%. So let's type in 9. And that changes the present value to 420. Well, it's still negative, so let's go down further. Let's try 8%. And it comes down to 197. So we're getting closer. What we want to do is have this reach 0. So let's try 7%. Oh, there we go. Now we're in the positive. So we went a little too far. Now, if I were to type in 6%, can you guess what would happen? There we go. We're even more into the positive. You see, because when interest rates are falling, present values rise. So I've been decreasing the interest rate and the present value has been rising. Okay, so we know that 6% is too far. Let's go back to 7%. So 7%, we're close. Let's go back up to 8%. And at 8% we go negative. So we know the answer's got to be somewhere around 7 to 8%. At 8% we're at negative 197. At 7% we're at 35. So to make this 0, it's got to be somewhere in between 7 and 8%. So how can we do that? Well, we could keep fiddling with it. We could type in 7.1% or 7.2% or 7.25% until we figure it out. But there's a much easier way. Let's just use the internal rate of return. Here's what you do. Put your cursor where you want your answer. I'll put my answer right here. All you do is go to Financial. You go to IRR, Internal Rate of Return. And the computer is asking us, well, what are the values? Now, unlike the NPV, the net present value, you want to highlight all the values, every single value. Every single value. Don't skip any of them. And if any of these columns happen to be 0, put a 0 in there. You don't want to skip anything. So guess. Now the computer's saying, hey, help me out here. There's multiple answers to this internal rate of return, and mathematically speaking there are, although some of the answers can be very ridiculous. So what we do is we usually just leave it blank. So where it says guess, just leave it blank, and the computer's going to say, I think the answer is going to be close to 10%. So that's all that's going on here. So let's press OK, and here's our answer. So the computer is saying that at 7.15%, the total net present value is 0. In other words, on this machine here, Fred would earn a 7.15% return. So there you go. There's the internal rate of return. I hope you found that pretty easy, folks. So have a great day.